Nice job. I'm
Thank
not
you.
say that to patronize you, but could you imagine in real life doing what these women do? Could you do it?
That's a question I kept asking myself through the whole time we were making this movie. How would I react? And there's no way to know, I think, unless you're tested in that way, and hopefully none of us will ever have to be tested that way. I had an extraordinary woman to portray and was humbled by what she had achieved. I would like to think I would have behaved honorably. You know, I have great women in my family, and I have a pretty tough Yankee background, you know. You would like to think, but you really don't. You really don't know.
Sometimes in the experience of working on films, you know, like working on comedy is not so funny when you do it, and it's always hard work. But, and tell me if I'm wrong, but when you work on a film like this, it seems a little extra special. Was it?
It was. It was difficult. But I think out of that difficulty came something. I don't think any wonderful movie that breaks molds is easy. As you know, as far as Hollywood is concerned, I think they almost don't get made, you know. And so there has to be a certain kind of passion to make them happen. And I think everybody involved in this movie was there because they believed in it and they wanted to be there. And we forged a bond, cast and crew, that will last, you know, for the rest of our lives. I will always savor every moment with my fellow actresses in this movie. They were extraordinary.
There's a dozen ideas I get out of the film, but one of them is just the simple, overpowering, healing aspect of music. And that every once in a while it just kind of transcends everything. And in this case, it pretty much saves lives.
I think it did. I think it did. In reality, the women were so weak that when they actually came to perform, they all had to sit down. But one of the things I loved about the woman I portrayed is her sense of bizarre perfectionism in this unspeakable camp.
She was tough.
But it was that perfectionism that made it important and made it worth the time and took the women out of their situation and gave them something to live for and brought them together in the common language of music.
I want to ask you a question about acting. If you take away any sense of income about what you do, or publicity, or even notoriety about what you do, and it just gets down to the moment of doing it, what do you really love about acting?
I love forging a connection with whoever is watching, be it a live audience on stage or somebody in a dark movie house. I think actors are like magicians. They have to make an audience believe in the magic. They have to believe. They have to make believers of the people. And if you don't do that, they'll say, oh, very, very nice. But they won't be affected. It all comes down to me to very simple molecular connection, you know.
Nice job. Proud of you. Good stuff.